Aries, this is your December 2015 horoscope with me, Lada from Astrolada.com. For everyone who has their ascendant, sun or moon in Aries. So what is happening? The month starts with a conjunction of the Sun and Saturn, the two most important planets, would call them in astrology, the king and the servant, the tough taskmaster and the planet of initiation and doing things, which is the Sun. So what does it mean? Well, you might have to take a serious look at something to do with ninth house matters, with relationship with father or mentor figures, maybe a teacher, professor, or someone in your life that you look up to, like an inspirational figure, or someone that gives you advice and teaches you. These are mentor figures, ninth house, guru, teacher type of figures. You might have to think more seriously about your future, because ninth house is, the house of Sagittarius that looks into the future and has an arrow pointing to the future and planning about a specific long-term goal that it wants to aim towards. So you might be working on such important long-term goals, such important plans for the future. Sometimes people start thinking about pre-qualifying. So they might be focused on you, that there is a trigger that you might want to study something to pre-qualify in regards to your career, or maybe you have to do some important work in regards to higher education, maybe take some exams, or maybe having to study more. Also ninth house is foreign people and foreign places. Some important decisions and actions, corrective steps and actions might have to be taken in regards to foreign travel, in regards to interactions with foreigners, maybe foreign business, or some important foreign figure that comes into your life that you have to communicate with in some way or do something important with. And ninth house also rules people that stay far away from us. There might be people that live a few towns away or a different country away, or people that are somehow different socially than us. Because ninth house is all those people that are culturally or hierarchically different, that are far away from us physically, or speaking about hierarchy and culturally in some way. So you might have such important interactions or activities that are connected to such matters: higher education, travel, such far away standing people, planning something about the future, your long-term future, some important goal you're looking towards. And also your belief system, because ninth house rules what do you believe in. You might be restructuring in some way and putting focus about your beliefs and thinking about the big important matters in life, because these two very important planets, the Sun, action, and your intelligence, your creative intelligence, and Saturn, responsibility and seriousness and control, taking things into your hands, are together in your ninth house, which is all about, another meaning of it is all about, it's all about how, my God, I think I lost my train of thought there. How you perceive reality around you. What are your belief system regarding life? So you might be interested in answering, and you might be looking and digging and answering much more seriously questions about why am I here? What's my purpose? What's my vocation? It's not a time to take on a new vocation, but it's a time when you reconsider those things, the big questions in life, the big meaning that you're here to do, or something that has deeper, more philosophical, spiritual meaning. So it might be much more interesting about researching spiritual topics and matters about law and politics, such high-minded, higher mind. The ninth house is the higher mind, matters of the higher mind. And you might be engaged with such things. Maybe some of you, if you are in any kind of business which is connected to working with foreigners, to higher education, to teaching, to advising, to coaching others, it might be a very important period, career-wise speaking, for you. Because those two planets, which are very much, when they come together, they can become very productive, because they give you a serious slant of mind, Saturn, and the Sun gives you a focused activity, an initiative. They come together in this ninth house. So people in publishing, foreign travel, higher education, coaching, advising, all those ninth house careers, they can have some very important career developments happening there. Okay, so what else is happening? Let's see. So you're looking at the bigger picture with the Sun, Mars, with the Sun, Saturn, and even Mercury the first 10-15 days in your ninth house. you are seeing the bigger picture, you're seeing how the puzzle fits in. So it actually, even though it's more serious time because Saturn is there, when you see the bigger picture, you can plan ahead. When you see the bigger picture, you find more meaning. When you see the bigger picture, you don't feel lost in the woods. And because the sun is coming out of your 8th house, which is more dark house in November, a big part of November and even part of October, where you could have felt overwhelmed emotionally about certain issues. When the Sun and Mercury, the planet of thinking, goes into your 9th house in December, and especially I would say till the middle of December, not longer after that, and Saturn is there, you get a reality check about your higher truth, and you kind of almost like the universe helps you see what is blocking your path for the future and plan better. It's helping you see from more higher perspective, so you're not so bogged down in details, so you're not so like they say, you put your head in your ass. I think there is such an expression. And now when the sun is in the 9th house, you take it out and you see how the reality is around you, and you see and accordingly you can plan for longer term ahead. Okay, so it will bring more optimism, more faith, but you're not going to approach it with a light heart because Saturn is also there. Usually when planets trigger the 9th house of someone, people become much more optimistic, they start feeling much more lucky and positive, they start believing in the future, and they find the right direction. Very often when the sun transits and a few planets in the 9th house, a person gets like insights. But these will be with a more serious slant in your somehow connected insights, maybe about your future, maybe about your career. Maybe you can read a book that inspires you. It's about inspiration, but you approach it in a serious matter and you're more willing to take initiative about it, which you probably might start doing from the second part of December when the sun comes into a 10th house of action. And Mercury will be there in your 10th house of action. So the second part of December, the focus from before that, planning and seeing how the big picture fits together and making big decisions and getting more encouraged and inspired, but with a serious state of mind. Then the second part of December, you start taking action. So you can be much more productive when it comes to your career in the second part of the month. Because 10th house naturally rules one's vocation, one's actions that are visible to the world. You can be much more organized. You can start, because Mercury is the organizer, the planner. So you start planning, organizing, putting things into action. And the sun is the planet of action in your 10th house from the second part approximately of December. And you can have more interactions in December, as I said, with people that are higher standing than you, people with more knowledge or more understanding about things, that give you like coaches, advisors, that give you somehow put things into perspective for you. And then in the second part, with more authority figures who can help you implement those ideas that you have. Okay. So, yeah, quite active, 9th and 10th house are very high in the horoscope. They're quite visible and they're when people get things done often. Okay, the other big thing is that Mars is in your 7th house of relationships, and it's there the whole month. The whole of December, and especially the April-born Aries, so those that have ascendant or moon from 10 to the 30th degree, so the last 20 degrees of Aries, they'll feel this Mars very strongly energizing them. But in regards to relationships, so you might have to be much more active with a partner. You might have to do a lot more activities if you're already in a relationship with a partner. And maybe if you have a mutual project with a partner, Mars will help you focus, put a lot of energy, put a lot of productivity there. But if you're not working with someone on some purposeful project or trying, for example, to fix something or to improve something, then this Mars can come up as some kind of arguments or stresses that come to you from others and pressures that come to you from others, because 7th house is other people, and Mars is this argumentative, more pushy, more bossy planet that can step on your toes. But I would advise you, while Mars is in your 7th house, because the others hold the the ball in their hands. Don't antagonize other people, because you can get a reaction that can surprise you, especially the second week of December when Mars makes some difficult aspect to Uranus and Pluto. It can become a bit more hot, a bit more agitated energy, whether it comes from clients or interactions with others or partners or relationships. There can be more tensions there. So I'd advise you not to overreact, especially the second week of December. But the whole December, there is a red alert there because you can be more provoked by others, your buttons can be pushed. But this can be good, Often I notice when Mars is in my 7th house, being an Aries, someone provokes me and annoys me and irritates me, and I might have a fight or might get angry within, but always there is some gem inside that this provocation pushes you to some new initiative, to take action, to improve something, because Mars is this planet of improvements. Mars is the planet that wants to perfect everything through action, through personal willpower. So because others antagonize you or provoke you, or even give you some criticism or tell you very strong opinions, this will push you in December to make certain changes that will improve some situation in your life, So every cloud has a silver lining. This is absolutely sure. Just on the moment when you're irritated, when a client sends you an angry letter, or when your partner shouts at you, you want to kill them and strangle them, But if you keep your cool, don't react, while you have Mars in the 7th house, wait. If someone provokes you, wait 1 or 2 days to see how you feel, or maybe a few hours. And once you've calmed down, then react, because Mars can make you much more, when provoked, you can say or write things or do things that you later regret. But of course, this is a fast influence. By January, it will be out of your sign. Usually it creates small crisis situations, especially in interactions with others in some way. But these can be turned into positive by provoking you to take actions to improve whatever caused this situation. 7th house is the house of sexual attraction. So you might attract people that are more youthful, which is Mars energy around you, because Mars has this youthful, imagine Spartacus energy. No, but probably, Mars is the planet of physical, athletic. Maybe you attract more athletic, more youngish people around you with more enthusiastic energy, more contagious, excitable energy with them. This is the positive manifestation of Mars. And this will definitely incite more sexual desires in you. When Mars is in the 7th house is one of the houses of interactions, physical and emotional, but physical with others. And others might become more initiative to pursue as well, because the Mars is the planet of action, is in the 7th house. So others can approach somehow more, be even a little bit pushy with you, if they're interested in you. And also you yourself, because this is happening in your horoscope, sometimes we project it to the other because the 7th house, but sometimes we ourselves become more adventurous in regards to pursuing others. And that can be a good time to approach also others, that if you want in some kind of partnerships. It doesn't have to be sexual partnerships, it can be a business partnerships. You can become more proactive in chasing or going after clients or people that you work on an equal basis with for partnerships, so to get something done, to push them to get something done with you, because Mars is this active energy and it's in the house of others. But if provoked, don't react, because this can create more tensions if you get upset, if you overreact in some way. Just wait a little bit and then. Okay, and again, as I said, sexually you can, your sex drive can increase when Mars is in the 7th house. You know how sometimes when we are angry, how we also get more turned on? This is the funny side about Mars, that it rules both anger and sex, the sexual, this animalistic desire. Okay, so that's another interesting thing. Then Venus is in your 8th house in most of December. And 8th house is another house of intimacy, deep sexual bonding and intimacy. It's not just this, it's kind of where you want to bond on a deeper level with another. So Venus can help with that. So you see both planets of desire, Mars and Venus, are in houses connected to relating to others in deeper, more intimate levels. So that can be a good period for that, as long as you don't react to provocations from partners, And Venus in the 8th house, on the material level, it rules other people's resources and help and support from other people. what other people possess. So you can receive a present from a partner, or present from someone else, or some kind of a fluke that comes to you financially that you haven't worked for. Maybe you can win something. Maybe if you play some lottery, you can win 20, 30 pounds. Or if you have it in your horoscope to win big, but you have to have it by birth given, you can win something bigger. So if you're into those kind of things, you have a bit more luck in December, sorry. And you can now ask for support from others as well, because as I said, Venus is a planet that attracts through charm, and 8th house is other people's resources. So if you need someone to help you with certain project, first Mars helps you approach them, 7th house, other people, to get active with another person, and Venus guarantees that they will help you with their resources, that they will consider it, that they're asking you receive type of energy right now. So there is the sexuality, the sensual energy is high, it's interesting, and you can receive materially, you can benefit from another in some way. It's not huge, it's not going to change your life, you know. Venus transits your 8th house every year, and at different times. So these are periods when you are more likely to receive something given to you from the universe, from others, in some way. That's when, again, as I said, sexual desires rise up. And there might be even some secret sexual desires that rise up, because Venus is in the 8th house, which is a hidden house, which is something going behind, something more secretive, more intense, more that controls you, that has bigger control over your feelings and emotions. All right, so let's see what else is happening. The planets are kind of dispersed everywhere. Saturn will support some of your areas. Saturn will send the trine aspect, which is a supportive, very easy aspect. So it's very good for productive work, for being consistent in some tasks that you undertake, in doing it meticulously, step by step, without getting frustrated and without the delays and blockages that Saturn usually gives. And that's particularly for areas that have the ascendants and the moon from around 7 to around 12 degrees in Aries, which means they're born from, what's that, 7 to 8, what is that, from around the 30, from around the 29th or 28th of March to around the 2nd, 3rd of April. They're having the supportive influence from Saturn that is helping you push through, that is helping you stay focused and persevere through the difficult tasks, that is helping you be more organized, more self-controlled, but without suppressing you, because the difficult aspects of Saturn, they can smash you, but the healthy, harmonious aspects, they feel very gentle as you have more focus, you have more self-discipline, you have more perseverance, and you are more meticulous, and you try and do things properly, you know. And that's the right course of action for you. And Saturn will help you, especially support from older people can come, from authority figures of some sort, from people with more experience that you can ask from. Again, here the theme of mentors that can help you come. Okay, what else is happening? Just a second, all those lists. Uranus is turning direct in your sign Aries, but not all areas will feel this. Only areas that have their sun, moon, or ascendant from around 15, 16, and 17 degrees in Aries, which means that they are born 15, 16, 15, 16, so that would say from 6th, 7th, and 8th of April approximately, maybe a day plus, a day minus, 6th, 7th, and 8th of April, or basically, if you have your ascendant or moon, you can find them from the planetary detail table of 15, 16, and 17 degrees. Uranus is stationary at those degrees, on the 16th degree, but it will affect the previous degree and the next degree, even maybe a degree before and after. And when Uranus is stationary, it becomes extremely powerful. When a planet is stationary, it becomes 5 times more powerful. So some big reversals and changes in your life can happen now, those born Aries. And this can be very liberating, reversals and changes, something that you might have stuck for a while and you wanted to change certain aspect of your life and you just couldn't think of how to do it, and now the universe will no longer wait for you. It will bring this kind of unstucking you from a situation. It will reverse the situation, so it might even take away the choice from you, but it will feel liberating because Uranus is there to put you on a more authentic path. It can make sudden reversal, it can make a breakup, or it can make a new career or new opportunity out of the blue, but these are usually such kind of almost like you felt there is no way out of a situation, and when Uranus becomes stationary and starts reversing forward, and those of you that are born around those days and degrees, they would feel this huge change of the winds. All of a sudden some opportunities can come and big changes, but remember, even if they're stressful right now, they're there to bring you on more liberated, more authentic path. Uranus is the liberator. It might feel very rebellious energy, very unstable right now, but the long-term goal of this Uranus energy is to free you of something that is blocking you for further progress. So that's what I see for you, Aries. I gave you some specific days. Just be careful the second week of December when the energy is a bit more stressful, especially the middle-born Aries, those that are born from around the, I would say from around the 4th of April to around the 8th of April. They have to be careful the second week of December, or basically those who have ascendant or moon from around 13 to around 17, 18 degrees, because Uranus, Mars, and Pluto are making a difficult aspect, and this might be due to certain confrontations with others or stresses that come to you, and you have to handle them. I told you how in the first part of the video. Thank you very much, Aries. Subscribe to my channel, or you can check your personal private transits for the next 3 years. If you find this delivery complicated, then go to the planetary below all the details of the birth chart calculator, and you'll see your transit hit list specific for you. No one else has them for the next 3 years. Thank you.